What's up? What's up with you?
I think someone needs to take V's Twitter away. I think the visions of V turned out to be
You mean V the video game character, not V the person.
yes, turned out to be hallucinations of not real things. Or at the very least, I don't think he understands the power that he wields because
I think that's probably the most accurate reading.
this is the second story within a month or two. So Brian Hanford, the guy that plays V in Devil May Cry 5, had a big explosive tweet this weekend that everybody was definitely freaking out over, which is something to the effect of, I'm really excited for that new hashtag Capcom Versus game.
Oh man, there's gonna be tons of new characters. Maybe
No
even
one
somebody you know.
Didn't say anything like that, but said, I'm really excited for the new hashtag Capcom Versus game. To which everyone went, well, you're an official voice actor on the Capcom franchise Devil May Cry, so you plus Twitter equals announcements. And you know how we've seen a couple of these go by where there has been a...
Okay, so by the way, I just want to point out, new characters but could be very familiar is the second part of his tweet.
Okay,
You're
all right.
super wrong.
All right. I'm sorry. So he tweets out that, and it reminds me of, like, you know, every other time you've seen a celebrity or a voice actor like accidentally say something in this way, except you can just tell when it's like, that's not anything. That's not an accident. That's not a mistaken reveal. That's just a problem, right? Like, that's a misunderstanding.
There's this long-standing history, in particular with Devil May Cry, where Ruben Langdon and Daniel Southward and John Young Bosch just hang out at events,
Yes.
and be like,
yeah.
"Oh boy,
Yeah.
sure am excited about Project. Oh, I've been hanging out with Ruben a lot lately."
For sure. So Dan Southworth, like, putting his Facebook profile thing to the DMC5 logo was what it was,
It's like,
right? Then, and you know, Ruben just being like, "Yeah, hey, check it out. Look who I'm hanging out with for whatever.
Yeah.
You know, don't worry about it." Like, yeah, that's when you know something is happening, right? Those are the types of. This wasn't that.
This was like, "Hey guys,
This was just a
new versus game."
just straight up. You know,
Yeah.
like, what? No, that's ridiculous, right?
So there was a fun bit about this because everyone was going crazy, and I took one look at this and I went, "That's not fucking real.
It's not real
That's
in any-
super fake."
you could immediately-
Nitsuma. We did a story about Nitsuma leaving the company last week.
Literally 7 days ago. So it makes like, yeah, that's one of those bits where it's like you know, you can jump on that and take it at face value, but like, you know better. That can't, like, it's super fake, right? So not fake, but
No one knows better.
so in January he was on a podcast and they were talking about like Capcom versus games and Smash and things like that, and he kind of said something to the effect of, like, he's a huge fan of like those games, and he's like, man, it would be such an honor, it'd be huge to make it into a versus Capcom game, or like Super Smash Brothers, and then he says, which is what Dante's gonna be.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, what the fuck was that?
Flat.
Did you just throw that out there?
It's like, yeah, Dante's gonna be a Smash character.
And then that was, you know, and then obviously, like, you know, well, at least the announcement that came around was certainly not Dante
At this current time.
at this current juncture. But that came out a while ago and was very weird. So apparently, off of that, you know, there's like, okay, he just kind of spoke in a way that was, he's talking about his personal excitement. Wasn't an official thing, but still led to a bunch of confusion.
This obviously feeds into the fact that if you want to find out dank secrets about the video game business, go ask actors or voice actors. They'll tell you anything. They don't give a shit.
I mean, so whatever. We talked about the Veronica Mars thing before.
We had fucking Guy Seehee on the old podcast.
Yeah.
Spoil his own involvement in a fucking game that hadn't come out yet.
Right. So, you know, and like, yeah, and like, and I think in the context of that random podcast conversation, it was, again, like, not something. It's like, in context, it seems to have been more like, Dante would have been the pick, not V.
Of course.
And for either or of those games, not necessarily specifying one or the other.
Or
right?
He was like, maybe if I get the ball rolling, they'll put him in the 65 days between me saying this and the game have the DLC happening. Maybe that'll happen.
Modders have turned tighter deadlines around.
Maybe there's a moment in his mind where I'm like, if I do this and then everyone gets real excited, they'll make another Versus game.
Hey man, if they can get Goose game, Untitled Goose, into Dragon Ball Kakarot in 3 hours, they can do anything.
It could be done.
So anyway,
Capcom should do it.
So, obviously, that was just like, and it's a hot button that he doesn't realize how rabid people are for A, Smash Brother character announcements.
That's correct.
And B, anything versus Capcom in general.
Especially after the last one was kind of a little
yeah. And we couldn't run any harder back to the past than Evo throwing up MVC2 on the main stage. So all that to say that there's a hankering for all this, and I just think he just kind of landed on that, and certainly just didn't know what was going to happen. And then this time around again with this new tweet, same idea, and fucking everyone overreacts and blows up on it. But damn it, dude, don't tweet that shit. Literally, you have to realize the power and responsibility now of being V.
There was my big favorite part of this story is that one day later, he, unprompted by anyone talking to him, decided to tweet, "Let me be 100% clear. I have no knowledge of any new Capcom games or any other what their games entail. This tweet was me being a big fan and seeing an Instagram ad about Capcom.
Yes.
I am in no way teasing or revealing info."
And to be perfectly honest, sure, the calls might have come in and been like, dude, what the fuck?
Brian, what the fuck you doing?
But even if they didn't, right? Even if they didn't, the reaction to the tweet would be enough to scare anybody who understands, I think people are taking this the wrong way.
Because it blows up and it's trending.
And 4 weeks ago, the same thing happened off of the podcast
And he's
thing.
like, oh, wait, but this isn't real. Am I going to get in trouble?
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
yes, you will get in trouble.
Goodbye, V.
Goodbye.
No. It'd be cool to have him continue to exist in some sort of menu announcer kind of way, or just as some sort of voice.
I think probably that would be the best.
Shopkeeper.
Or that when the camera zooms in on Virgil and his inner thoughts are represented by V's voice.
Zoom inside and that's what's happening. Yeah. Or it's that or Urizen, one or the other, on each shoulder.
Yeah.
On each shoulder, you've got Urizen and you've got fucking V telling him which way to go with it. Yep, that's it. And then when V can't decide, then he has to go over to the animal buddies.
Yes.
And they're appearing to give
and they all sit around a little mind table.
There you go.
This is the same kind of dumb energy that I was thinking of when I was like, if we get a Sparda prequel, which I think was talked about for the PSP, for DMC 0 or whatever the fuck it was.
That wasn't anything.
Well, there was a DMC game announced for the PSP, and people thought it was going to be 0, and it would be Sparda.
No, that's all just what we want.
Yeah, you're right. But
that's not at all.
Do you remember when Sparda woke up to justice and how poor that's just never touched on ever?
Mm-hmm.
I assume it would be he saw Ava and Ava was really hot and he was like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I prefer the idea that he saw a pizza.
Okay.
And was like, what is that? And then he ate a slice of pizza and was like, I have to save the human world.
See, I think that's ridiculous because I think Dante's love of pizza comes from the fact that he was in a stuffy old mansion with a stuffy old heroic monocle motherfucker that would never disgrace the dinner table with a pizza. Look at those photos
I don't know,
of
man.
the family gathering.
It's like a fucking...
The kind of person that sits down the family to take a photo like that and to get that type of painting done. And Ava's being all like perfectly motherly.
And she's in robes and...
She might sneak them a slice of pizza.
Okay.
But Sparda would never.
So you're saying that the pizza is Dante's thing. That would mean that Virgil
hates
and
the fact...
and Sparda have specific dumb depression foods.
Listen, Sparda brought pasta to the table.
Okay.
And that's the type of meal that he would have everyone eat.
He's a spaghetti linguine man.
Bugman loves his spaghettis.
Okay. All right.
And I think that Virgil took that and then took it to be, yes, the most refined udons and ramens.
Fuck. Oh, God.
And then
just DMC5's painting of him as just a hyper weeaboo is the absolute best ever.
So he's like, yes, father did love the noodle. You know, and it's like, that's not quite the same thing, Virgil. And he's like, I eat the udon
Folded,
and the ramen.
This udon has been folded over 1,000 times.
Truly, with the most delicious egg cracked over it. You know, and that's where he goes off to fucking study the blade and protect virginities until, of course, he doesn't. But Dante swerves the other way and just goes woohoo because mom slipped him some Pizza Hut one time.
Yeah,
you know? And Dante's that girl in the baseball stands holding the fucking the cotton candy.
Yeah,
just powering up and freaking out because Ava just gave Dante a little bit of cotton candy. Ava gave Dante a little bit of cotton candy. And he's just like, what is this? You know, that's how he got into the wacky woohoo pizzas. Virgil having none of it. Sparta's having none of it.
It reminds me of that that cute little comic that's like, Dante, why do you always eat pizza? It's like, I always eat pizza when I'm depressed, but you eat pizza every day. Yeah. And then it just zooms in on his blank eyes.
Yeah.
But that's not true because we know that Dante doesn't eat pizza when he's depressed. He eats ice cream.
That's true too.
He eats chocolate sundaes when he's depressed.
That's true too. You will give me that egg.
Oh my God.
He's in there. You know it. So anyway, yeah, so every time he has to make a decision and he's like, should I wake up to justice? And then like little V on the shoulder appears, pops in, and then opens the book and starts reading a Blake quote.
Wait. Okay, yeah. I got so confused.
He's like, no, he just what? And he's going on in the quote. And then Urizen's just like, nah, don't do it.
Nah, power though.
Nah, don't do it. And then he's like, should I judgment nut? And Urizen's like, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And V's
you
like,
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
And Golem and Griffin and the cat are there, and they all go, yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Do it, you pussy.
Griffin specifically goes, potty time! and then Cat and then whatever Panther or whatever like does the fucking spike attack.
Oh God, that's terrible. I hate that. I hate it.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And I think he gets the picture. You know.
That's always the part.
Virgil's inner party.
That's always the part that
times.
got me of their attitudes is that Virgil was the one that knocked somebody up. Like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
or Mysterious Lady in Red just was that determined and had that much motivation.
Just scoop some off the sidewalk.
Tackled.
Oh no.
You know, she turns her head in that cutscene. And then we don't know what happens.
This is the power of humans.
And maybe, you know, maybe the power of mankind was just that fucking
Do you think they
undeniable.
ever saw Sparda walking around the house doing chores in Bugman version?
Hell no. No, he never bugged up at home. That was ridiculous. Think about how, like... Remember how their whole...
You're right, I'm sorry. What a ridiculous question.
Well, it's like, no, but like their transformation was such a big deal.
Yeah.
In the fucking Awakening, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, nah, he didn't bug up at home. He just kind of fucking polished swords all day.
Yeah.
And then he hung them on the walls, And then
he's like, oh, I'm gonna split my power later.
And then every once in a while, he'd be like, hey, Dante, come here. And then Dante would come running, and then he'd, like, throw a sword through him. Dante's like, wah! You got me.
I got you again.
Yeah. And he's like, now pull it out the hard way. Like,
oh, man.
Through the hilt.
Oh, dude.
He's like, oh, that sucks. And
This
he's like,
is going to come in really useful.
You got to get used to that feeling. A lot of big sword
And when you
pails.
get really good at it, your clothes won't even be messed up either.
There you go. So, that's what it was. That's all it was. It was stuffy. It was a stuffy old manor, and a stuffy old house. And he was just kind of like living way too old style for a modern day.
Because he was like
family.
a weird bug man. So, like, do you think he looked at his kids that were just, like, reading poetry and watching anime all day, and then the other one was just, like, listening to rock music and, like, playing the drums? Just like, is this normal?
But that's the problem. Is that rock music existed.
Yeah.
But he was still.
Yeah.
He was still going. He was still doing it the old way.
Upper bug lip.
And so on. So yeah, like who wouldn't want to get away from that? Or at the very least, just be like, boo, that's boring. But he was still kind of cool though, because he was powerful.
Yeah. I really hope sometime in DMC we get a fucking definitive answer.
It would be great.
Where the fuck Sparda went off to.
It would be great to find out the answer to all those questions. And it would, what would be great too? To have it play out in a way where, like, in front of the kids, he kind of had that upright demeanor.
Yeah.
But then the moment they weren't looking, he was just Dante. Virgil in front of the camera, Virgil in front of the family.
He's got to be different. So we talked a lot about this way back when DMC5 came out, and that Dante is like rock cool, that Virgil is weeb cool, and that Nero is punk cool, and V is goth cool, right?
Yeah.
And I went back and I even saw the ending of DMC4 where Dante literally calls him a punk.
Okay.
So Sparda has to be a different. You can't just be like Wahoo Pizza.
Okay.
He has to be something like surfer cool,
Churchill cool. Can we go that way?
Big speech, big speeches,
upright and
drunk,
perhaps, or anything from that era, like yeah.
Posh. Is there a posh cool? Is that such a thing?
I mean, like Churchill. What's his name again? Hitchcock cool.
Hitchcock cool.
Can we go Hitchcock cool?
I could think
Gentleman cool.
I could think of like a Clint Eastwood kind of thing.
But too raw, too unrefined.
Hair metal, people are saying in the chat.
Dandyism. Slayer and Dudley.
Okay, yeah. All right, there it is.
That's it.
So he kills the random demon that comes to the house, and he does a cool line, right? But it's kind of lame, like Dudley's, because it's too posh.
And I was just sitting down for tea.
And the two kids look at that, and Dante goes, "Wow, that's so cool, but I bet it could be even cooler." And Virgil goes, "Ugh."
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't he just not say anything? That would be way cooler.
Well, no, you see, Virgil liked the nobility of the act, and Dante liked the taunt.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take it both ways. See, because here's the thing, right? Goken was neither Ken nor Ryu.
No, he wasn't.
He was just some old guy.
He was just old.
That's it. Nothing going on there to influence.
Like a really poorly defined personality. Now that I think of it, I don't know what Goken's about at all.
But then again, he's also not their fathers. They just learned from him and whatever.
Yeah.
But I think in Sparta's case, there's enough there to like to backwards write a character that would like influence them in that at least those formative years, and like you couldn't write it beforehand. Like you'd have to do it after the fact, especially now that we have pretty much the full
we have everything
timeline on the table except for him.
He's a total blank slate. Other than he's posh looking and he turns into a bug man.
What if he still was totally secretly into BDSM though?
Yeah, I mean that's fine. Can't you like kink
What if that?
cool?
What if he still had the king closet?
Oh,
And it's like, okay, listen, we can't bring this world into the canon.
Dad, what's in this closet? They're for killing demons.
This cat of nine tails is actually a demon.
It's a devil arm.
It's a devil arm. But
Yeah,
what's up?
yeah. It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Don't play in the room.
Yeah. So yeah, every time you get a little bored in the bedroom, go out and kill a demon, or just beat its ass until it surrenders and turns into a weapon, and then now you got some new toys. How about that? Hell's a weird place, man.
Okay. Here's the real question. When did Ava fall in love with Sparda? Was it once he had woken up to justice and was normal, or was when she saw him the first time and he was a horrible bug man?
Yeah, so I don't think the bug man got the juices flowing.
You don't know that.
I don't know that.
You don't know that.
I refuse to know that. But it is entirely plausible that he woke up to justice because of her. In a Dracula way.
Okay.
Think about Dracula.
Okay.
Think about the human that walks up and is all like,
I'm gonna fuck Dracula.
and then we get the photo of after I totally fucked
Dracula. And Dracula's like, this bitch fucks the shit out of me. Damn.
What am I gonna do? Hey, what? Babies. You're right.
Oh, that's what this is.
Yeah. It's like that.
Okay.
It was one of those. I think that's kind of what happened, and then the justice would have been the waking up to justice is kind of waking up to that ass.
I just love the phrase waking up to justice.
Yeah, totally.
It's so stupid.
Because it's like, what is justice? And it's like, well, it's protecting humanity. And what is protecting humanity? It's that ass, though.
It's that ass.
If I let Mundus win, then that ass goes away, and that's bad. So I should get my force edge out.
Yeah.
Swing it.
Nah. That's.
He did it.
I don't like this. This is too far for me.
They saved that sword.
They did.
They really saved it.
That sword was terrible.
It was the worst, and I had given up hope on it.
Yeah, and then
they brought it back.
You see it in 3, and you're like, oh, it's that one. It used to be cool.
Yeah.
And then all I can think about is like, wait a second. If that shit was so beefy that it was the seed of Sparta's sealed off power, yada, 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 blah, 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 right? And even the gross bug version of that sword was the shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's up with Alistair then? How come Alistair just replaces it instantly?
We don't talk about Alistair. Alistair went to Beautiful Joe World and never came back.
Oh, I'm gonna. Oh.
We don't. Never mind that. Yeah.
That was weird, man.
Well, Anyway.
All right. Well, nonsensical banter and Brian. Don't listen. Hey, here's my pro tip of the day. Don't listen to Brian Hanford if he's got a secret to tell you. It's probably bullshit.
/ assume that he's just talking from excitement because he was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Get a good old picture of V and just slap it on the fucking memento meme of don't believe his lies.
Man.
And you're good to go.
Could you imagine how angry Beowulf would be if he got turned into like a butt plug? Could you imagine the rage? He'd be fucking pissed. Nevin would be super cool with it. Nevin would love it.
The answer is maybe. You don't know.
Nevin would be totally down to get turned into some kind of kinky object.
Yeah.
But Beowulf would fucking hate it, bro. He'd be super pissed.
So you say, are in your okay? So wait, hold on. So I always assumed when a devil died, they turned into whatever their soul image of a weapon was.
No, so the novel.
Oh, really?
The novel elaborates on this, right? Because it shows you when Dante goes to the island where Lucia is from DMC2.
Yeah.
And
she keeps telling him to knock her up, and he's like, no way, fam.
Yep, exactly. And he meets the grandmother and stuff. That whole thing is about how he enslaves Balrog.
Yeah.
Right? And then why he has it from the jump in 5. And that whole adventure shows you that apparently when you beat up a demon until it is about to die, or at the very least at its weakest, its sign of surrender, its showing of its belly, is turning into a weapon.
Right.
So that is that process.
So that it gets to keep living in some form.
Exactly.
Oh, what's going on here?
I think there was a bit of an issue with our
hello?
our power plug there. Did we lose juice?
Am I still alive? And how much juice do I retain?
What happened? Okay, I'm in the frozen time.
Well, your camera's dead. You got to go to the webcam in the thing.
Yeah, I can fix it.
You got to turn it off and then turn it back on again.
Okay. Because suddenly the computer was like, "Yeah, your battery's on juice," and I'm like, "What? No,
that's not correct at all." I don't know, that laptop's an old piece of shit. That's the old office laptop that has a broken space bar.
But also the power on the tripod happened to just hit the corner of the table in such a right way, where I think it turned the switch off. So I think
why doesn't everything just work?
Because we have not invented the chiral network yet.
Oh, that's right. And then everything will just work once we get the chiral network.
Yep.
It just works.
Yeah, I mean, the startup battery is the most important piece. But yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So do we take that as a sign that that's the end of that segment?
I guess so.
Okay. That's fine.